is death the cessation of experience? Or alternately, what is death?
How long does an experience last?
Well, if you break it down, it doesn't last at all.
You want more. So there's death in every moment. So nothing endures, actually. When you really get down to it and you look, there is nothing that endures through time at all. It's just a succession of momentary conscious experiences, like in an unbroken sort of flux. But no two moments are ever the same. So what human beings do is build up narratives, name, nationality, gender, all these different, sort of identifiers, and history. Of course, we have personal histories, and we build up this idea of an enduring entity over time. So, in a conventional sense, you'd say somebody just died or whatever. But when you look closely at experience as it unfolds, you realise that is just all that dies is a narrative. All that dies is an idea, a story you can no longer refer to. So that flow of conscious experience just carries on flowing, because you never started it. There's no first beginning to that, because it's all dependently originated. It's all arising because the conditions are there, and that gives rise to a moment of consciousness and gives rise to another moment of consciousness. So there's no stability, there's nothing that endures in any of it.
And if you die and you have a sense of this, someone dying, you dying, what happens then? Do you, after the moment of physical death, continue to experience?
What happens when you go to sleep at night?
Well, deep sleep, nothing. I'm not there.
Then?
I wake up.
So, all you know, in terms of not looking at it, what some people would call objectively, or or I'd say conceptually, but just looking at actual experience as it unfolds.
Yeah.
There is a moment of, and we'll just disregard dream time, but just in terms of experience, there is a moment when conscious experience ceases.
Yes.
And there is a moment when conscious experience arises.
Yes. That's true.
Yes. So,
where have I gone when they're in the deep sleep?
Where are you when you get deeply absorbed in a piece of music or a film, or where you're totally taken up with the other? Where are you then?
I'm just not there. I'm not existing in the way I think that I exist at other times.
What happens when when something interferes with that focused attention on something?
I suppose it's almost like waking up, but immediately I'm back into myself again.
There is what resurfaces is self-referencing.
Yes.
Because there's experiencing the whole time, isn't there?
Yes.
We're not talking about experiencing. Experiencing just continues as it always continues.
Yes.
But there is now self-referral, and in that moment there is again there's that sense of separation.
Mm-hmm.
And in that moment there is then thoughts of time and space.
Mm-hmm.
But in the interim there's just focus.
Yeah.
Now, exactly the same. You didn't go anywhere when you went to sleep. You were never there in the first place. There was just experiencing.
Mm.
And then there was simply the re-emergence of the tendency towards self-referral and the self-view re-emerging, and then consequently that sense of separation re-emerging and re-establishing this idea of myself and the narrative and the story. Oh, I've woken up. I don't want to get out of bed. And all that stuff starts. So to get back to your original question, it's just like that.
Just like that. So you wouldn't know anything about it?
Yeah.
Because there is no you to know.
I don't know what's going on now. Just doing it. Just living it.
And what about the hungry ghosts? I mean, who are they?
Well, they're just others.
They're us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We all, I mean, this is the whole karma thing, you know, it's like the kind of faculties with which you're imbued, the kind of intelligence that you have, is down to the way that you've behaved in the past. And whether you get more of this or less of that is dependent on, you know, what you've done previously. So there is this perfectly natural order to it all. So if someone is in a position where they have, you know, their desires have got the better of them, and the pain of the absence of the pleasure that they want causes them to suffer tremendously until such time as somebody is willing to acknowledge the pain and acknowledge where the pain is coming from, and ceasing to act out blindly out of that restlessness, they'll just get themselves in ever more deep trouble.
Right.
And so, hungry ghost is just the manifestation of that desire and that, you know, and that longing.
And maybe just one last question.
Okay.
What is stopping me from being like you?
Nothing. I mean, because you are like me, that's the thing. There's no difference. But there is a difference, obviously. And that difference is that there is the roots of wanting life to be different based on the assumption of your separateness. All it requires is a period of time dedicated to observing your conscious experience unfolding without grasping after the world, without, you know, of just saying, yeah, I've got these aspirations for the world, but I know that ultimately then that worldly aspirations are never going to be enough. So I'm taking time out to observe my conscious experience as it unfolds and allow that process of observation and exploration to do the work for you, just to show you exactly how it's all put together. And you reach the point where you see that, oh, I never needed that idea of that separate self. You know, that was just a bit silly, really. And then you're free. And then you're free to explore and enjoy life and walk life's infinite highways and byways to your heart's content. So it's just taking time out now, while you've got the conditions, just to do the hard work of, you know, learning how to sit quietly and contentedly observing things as they arise and pass away.
Okay, thank you.
Cool.